I'm going to do a quick review on the Tilta Mirage, not motorized, but the variable ND matte box. This one can be motorized, this one's not by chance, the one with the actual motor. The box, you can watch all sorts of videos on YouTube, which I would suggest if you really want a backstory on all of it. But if it comes with this case, which is ridiculously nice. I won't be using it for the matte box itself, but man, for other stuff, this thing is crazy nice. It is like super padded and everything. I just don't really have a reason to ever transport it around like that because I just have other stuff that it'd be mounted to, and I need smaller space for packing. So, you know, I'd use, most of my stuff's A2 millimeter. So I would use this ring to for the clamp on, and it's got other various sizes. It comes with the mount if you're doing the motor. It comes with an extra tray if you are using the circular filters, and then it comes with a rail attachment, which for a rail attachment, this one's actually pretty nice. I'm not sure I will ever really need it, but as far as adjustability, you know, for height, that's kind of nice. So anyhow, that's in here, but just kind of, it is what it is. If you need that, then there's that. As far as the matte box goes, this is small. So matte box, a couple purposes. It holds the filters, and then it also gives you some depth to prevent glare, flare. Flares are good, glare is bad. And this is not super deep once you get everything considered. I have one of my, like as far as another inexpensive one, I have this small rig matte box, which was maybe like $99 or something. Just for comparison, you can see how deep it is in comparison. And when you open it up, even when you have the filters in here, it's just deep. So it probably does a better job as far as protecting against glare and stuff. As far as sizing though, let's just do this to give you an idea of the size. The Tilta one is considerably smaller, which isn't a bad thing necessarily. If you have the space and everything, then yeah, a big one, it doesn't really matter. And this is also a screw in with clamp on to do either or. This is a 2-stage, holds 2 filters. So I kind of like that this one's so small, because sometimes the other one just is like gets in the way of things. This is still a very much a consumer, inexpensive, or I won't say cheap, inexpensive solution for a matte box. I've used Airy, and then like my favorite is Bright Tangerine, a Misfit Kick. Like if you're looking for a nice compact one, they run $1,500, I think, for actual Misfit kick. But when you have it compared to this, or especially like that small rig, you immediately know why it costs more. I mean, it just feels incredible as far as build quality. But this is super nice. Like I was actually kind of not expecting as much. So yeah, I've been pretty pleased with that. The front flag, also like the small rig is very similar to this. It's just a flag. Some of the others, like an Airy or a Misfit or something like that, will also have barn doors that are kind of a part of the flag, you know, so you can have both. So this is kind of unique way to do the hinge. Small rig, it's just got a clamp in the middle. This one, you can just take it off, which is kind of nice, because there's times when I'll use this on like a gimbal, and it's like I don't need the front flag, or it causes too much weight, front weight, if I don't have to worry about that. And if I'm only using this to hold variable ND, which is, the variable ND is honestly the reason why I even got this. So otherwise, it does work with cartridges. Like I showed you, it come with the extra slide in. Or if you have 4 by 5.6 full-size NDs, it will hold these. And I'll just demonstrate this. This is a Nisi, a 0.9 ND filter. So it has a little clip here that you slide it into, and then a spring-loaded one. Let me do it this way. Spring-loaded here. So you can drop that in, and then you pull this thing out, and it clamps in, and then you're good to go. The other thing that's kind of cool about this, so then that technically you could have an effects filter in here, or this be an effects and this be the ND, or in this case, this is a 0.9, so if I wanted to use the variable ND but not have to crank it all the way up to 9 stops, where variable NDs start to fall apart and they get like like the black corners and stuff, then by using this to kill another 3 stops, that makes it where you don't have to crank the ND all the way. If you're really wanting the best form of ND, obviously this is the way to do it with just a standard filter, because variable NDs have all sorts of downfalls. So anyhow, if you saw that, I just pulled this out and it just releases. Just be prepared to grab it, because once that thing lets go, boom, it's just shooting out. So anyhow, that's a nice bonus. So then you can technically use, as it is, use 2 filters in it. But again, the main reason why I got this was because of this thing, which is their variable ND filter. Let me put this in here just to get it out of the way. When you slide it in, it clips over here, which is, this is the release for that. So when you push it in, then it's locked, so it won't just like fall out until you slide this over to release it, and then you're good to go. Quick thing on variable NDs, like a lot of inexpensive solutions are screw-on. Like this is a K&F. This is a variable ND and polarizer. So this is your variable ND, as you can see right here on this, the case for it. That's closing off the amount of brightness. And then if you rotate the front, then it's a polarizer. So here's the thing that I like about these is you have control of 2 things. You have the ND, so it's like I can make it go dark, or I want to split the difference. And then I want the sky to look a certain way, to get more blue. Then I can rotate the front to be a polarizer. So that is like a bonus for some like this. However, they have their own downfalls also. For one, they're a little smaller, and so you run more likely to get vignetting and stuff compared to this. What is this? Yeah, I forget the size. This is a 82, so this is, I don't know, a little bigger than that. So anyhow, when your lens is in the middle, your chances of vignetting are very slim. The convenience of this is pretty nice, though. Let me put so we can see it in action. It's literally, you just crank this, and if you have the one with the motorized version that you clamp on, then you have a remote, like a nucleus or something to control it, and then it just cranks this for you, like a follow focus gear. As far as the difference, though, between this is it does polarizing, but not the same. Like it's all turning at the same time. So if I had glare, let's see if we can see this. So if I had glare and, well, bad example. Let's try this again. And then I rotate, you can see how there I get rid of about right there, you get rid of majority of the glare off of my phone compared to this. Let's get it back up here close. However, when you're cranking this, like the first few cranks, like on the sky sometimes, or on like a computer screen, you'll see this get really dark where it's like the polarizing effect. Depends on the angle and stuff. Actually, let's just see if get it on my phone here. Red and angle, so it doesn't exactly work. There we go. So you can see how it starts to, you know, polarize some of that, and then the ND part kicks in. So that's a little odd because on these other ones you can adjust the ND and then the polarizing after that. So, but that is a thing just based on this because you can't rotate the whole thing. As far as the ND goes, I'm kind of shocked that it works as good as it does. I didn't expect it to be quite as good, or nearly as good, I should say, especially since this is like a 2 to 9 stop. And it even says right there, like up to 2.7, which is, I think, a 9 stop. Even at 9, like you just don't ever want to use it really at 9 because it's just too much. And you get like dark corners and stuff. But anyhow, it's nice to have that headroom because when you're, even like with a lens at 1.4 or something, unless it's just crazy bright, you're just not even gonna need to go all the way up there. Anyhow, this sort of thing, there's other options out there that some I've not used. However, and I'm gonna put image up, this Tiffin is $1,500, and I've used it with an area matte box, and then it requires, back to this, the Tilta one, it requires a unit that is like this, that's all in one, for the variable portion, but then you have to use another tray for just looks like a normal full-size filter, and then that's how it gets the two planes going together. This has the same as this, it has the two pieces of glass already like a part of it, so that's why you don't have to have two trays because it's the two pieces of glass already sandwiched together. Also, the results of the Tiffin were, in its best use, not awesome. That was using it with Leica Cinema lenses, and now it's huge. I don't have the screen open right now. I'll put it up later, and it'll probably tell us it's like over 114 millimeter, I think. So it's a big piece of glass, but the results just never were impressive. I think this even looks better. Sounds crazy. And then also with the Tiffin, you and some others similar to that, you have to put in the two trays. So you use up two trays. You have to get the front one the right direction. You have to get the back one the right direction, and then you have to make sure that they're, you know, the right one is in front of the other one. So if you get them wrong, it turns into a, instead of an ND filter, it comes in like a color balance. So from blue to orange, or, you know, like 5200 or 5600 to 3200. This will do the same thing. If you happen to put it in backwards, it would do the same thing where it's not really ND anymore. It's like a color changer. No use for that personally, but anyhow, the other, just for the cost alone, crazy, like it just makes no sense. I hate that Tiffin one, and trying to use it for a couple weeks, it was just annoying. So anyhow, all that to say, I'll just be honest, never been a Tilta fan. For some reason, I don't know, like a lot of their stuff looks kind of like consumery, like this kind of, it's smooth edges. This is all like stupid complaints, because who doesn't want smooth edges? However, when you feel the quality of like Airy or a Bright Tangerine, you just feel like it's more pro, and it's just not as plasticky or smooth feeling. So it's like a weird complaint almost, that this is almost like kind of too nice. I also don't love the bronze coloring on stuff, but on the metal. But anyhow, all that, I will definitely get over it because this is pretty sweet. In addition to the fact that you already have the the one tray, and then you also can put a filter in here. You can get additional trays that for this, or even a drop-in. This I don't exactly love. This is how you disconnect it, which is just kind of a plasticky front with, you know, just torquing it, which I don't love that whatsoever, because if one of those ever breaks off, then you're toast. I mean, you just have to replace this at that point. But anyhow, if you take that off, then you can put extra ones in the middle to add more filters. So that's kind of handy. But again, I don't know that I would ever need that, because if I already got an ND in here, you still have room for another one. So anyhow, all that to say, pretty impressed with this. I will admit, even though I'm not a big Tilta fan, I do like this. I wish they would get rid of this collar. That'd be great. But otherwise, thanks for watching.
Tilta matte box. This is the Tilta Mirage matte box. This matte box is very lightweight, so whenever I'm doing gimbal work or going handheld, this barely puts any weight on this. I bought the whole set, and this comes with the variable ND. So you can drop this in. Boom. This dial right here dials it from, I think it's 1.5 stops all the way up to 9 stops. So you have a huge range of ND coverage. I think my only thing with this though is that there is a lot of color shift that happens. You would need to do more color adjustment in post, which I'm okay with, because I just like the flexibility of having an ND, a variable ND filter that you can just drop in whenever you need it and take it out whenever you don't.